Good morning, this is Ron Brown. I'm recording this video on the 6th of July 2022. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my UserSmartGroups and some modifications I'm making. Anyway, here's the standard risk disclaimer, which you've all seen by now, so I'm not even going to bother to read it. But just remember this important line: all trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you want a free 30-day trial of HGSI and my Insider Club, if you're not a member, just go to highgrowthstock.com and click on the link for the 30-day trial. As you can see, I'm in the designer portion of HGSI. I'm going down to my UserSmartGroups. This is the way the SmartGroups look now. I have the SmartGroups that I'm using now, and then I have an archive, which I'm really not using, and it takes more time to update the UserSmartGroups intraday, so I want to get these off my computer. But I want to have access to them later. So what I've done is I've deleted these and I put them in a add-on file so they can be added when I want them to either get scans out of there or revise some scans that are in there. So what I'm going to do now, and this is what I want you to do if you no longer want the archive on your computer. Just click on this right here, select archive, select delete, and then you have to rebuild your user groups because it's still visible here, but after you rebuild the user smart groups, this will disappear. Okay, should be done. You can see that it's gone. Now, down here, this is for your user scans. It says edit and rename the folder before adding scans from the archive or creating your own scans. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to rename it my user smart group scans. And then I'll go ahead and rebuild. I didn't actually have to rebuild there, but I did it so you can see that this folder is now here. Now, if I want to just use some of these scans up here, because there are a lot of them, I want to add a few down here that I use all the time. I'll use my instant watch list bullish. I'll just grab this. It says I cannot modify these reference groups because I forgot to go up here to click on edit. So let's do this again. My user smart groups. Now I can drag any smart group down that I want in here. I'll just randomly pick a few. I see I got this on the wrong group, so I hold my shift key, drag this back up, and it disappears from this folder and goes in this folder. Let me do one more. I'll go into instant watch lists here. I'll just drag this folder down, make sure it goes in my user smart groups. And you can see that I have two number ones on here, so I can go in and edit, make this a number 2 if I want to. And then edit, make this a number 3. These are not necessarily the smart groups that I want in here. I'm just giving you an example now. So after I do this, now I can rebuild this. And it takes less than 30 seconds on my computer. And that's it. Now let's assume that I want to bring that group back, the archive group. I'm just going to go into my preferences, install the add-on, and I said I will provide a link in the weekend report, and it'll also be in the PDF, but I'm going to select Archive User Smart Groups and rebuild. And I'm just bringing that group back into my Smart Group inventory. Okay, and you can see that I go in here, here it is, it's back, and everything is there. All the filters and everything are linked. So if you decide to delete this, it will not be reinstalled on your computer because the file that I'm sending out now, the add-on file, will not contain the archive. It'll be a separate link to download. Now I want to show you one more thing. First of all, I'm going to go in and make sure that my Intraday is up to date. Takes very little time with Thinkorswim running in the background. And then I'm going to take this current stock information and I'm going to go into my industries, select that, go into the Tools menu, Rebuild Indexes and Group. It's taking that current stock information and rebuilding the industry groups so we can see what they look like right now. Okay, and then after all that, I'm going to rebuild my UserSmartGroups just because I want all the data to be current. I have a couple of new smart groups in my folder that I want to show you that I think are going to be very helpful for trading the long side. Okay. Well, see, it's taking longer because I have this archive of the users' smart groups in here. I should have deleted that again, but that's okay. I just want to show you under my user smart groups, if you go down to this folder, intraday, low volume test, price up intraday, it's going to find stocks that have shown a test yesterday or recently, in the past day or two, I should say, and are going up today. These require a fan to be up. These do not. So let me just click through to the warehouse view. Going to sort on industry price change. Remember, I rebuilt those industries so we can see which industries are up. I will do a secondary sort on, I'll just type in raw. This brings up raw combo and it sorts the strongest stocks according to their industry group, puts them on top. Now something else I've done on two views under my daily prospecting, the end of day and the intraday, I've added a few columns here, and my thinking is that a lot of times we want to know about relative strength, but by the time a stock gets really strong, there's already been a lot of movement. So here's what I did. I added or moved a RS column over here. This is an HGSI RS, Kirkpatrick relative strength, and then I put a 5-day change versus the S&P and a 10-day change in. And the reason for this is, and let's see, here's a $5 stock. If you look at this stock, I'll use this as an example, OMGA. It only has an RS rank of 6 and no RS rank for Kirkpatrick because there's not a 26-week average in here, but I can see this has outperformed the S&P by 2% over 5 days and 41% over 10 days. So this tells me that this stock is on the move. While it's actually up 23% today, it looks like. Let's add a new charting window over here. I'll make this one a weekly chart. And here's the daily chart, and you can see this move up. What's it up today? 23.89%. That's why it's outperformed the S&P so much. But if I just looked at this for relative strength, screen for this, a stock like this never shows up. The group's showing up, but no relative strength. Let's try to find one more here. Here's an $18 stock. Kirkpatrick has an RS of 1. On regular RS, HGSI RS 25. It's outperformed over 5 days 2% and over 10 days 21%. And you can see it right here. So it's moved a lot over that time period. And if we're screening on relative strength, like I said, we would never see these stocks. Now getting back to the purpose of this scan, I'll bring this back up again. What did I say? Over the past couple of days, low volume test. Here it was 2 days ago. Here was the confirmation yesterday. That's part of the filter. And here it's up today. It's pulled back a little bit. And look down here. This would have appeared here with a confirmation here. But it would have appeared here. And then it would have shown up back here as it was moving up intraday. Now, since I updated, here's a stock that's turned negative. Let's try this expensive stock here, Watsco. RS rank of 52, 42 Kirkpatrick, outperformed by 2% and 3% over 5 and 10 days respectively. Let's bring it up here. Here's your low volume test. Notice that it gapped open, pulled back a little bit, but here is the test. One more and then I'll end this video. I'll just, let's take a look at O'Reilly Automotive. That's, it has an RS rank of 84 and 78 on Kirkpatrick, outperforming by 1 and 3%. So this is a strong stock, should be with the RS ranks, but it is still outperforming. This stock is really ragged, isn't it? But here they are, this and this, and it was up, but now it is pulling back slightly. And that's the one where it says it's down 7 cents now. So remember, these scans are designed to find low-risk trades. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. This one requires that the fan be up. Let's just take a look at Progressive. And I'll put a fan on here, go from 2A to this. And you can see that the fan is still in place. Here's your test. Stock is moving up today. That's it for this video. I'll cover this more in a webinar that I hope to do next week.